This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. In the yesterday's session, we were talking about payment process related to customer, related to vendor, plus mode of payment like cash payment and then bank payment. Everybody got at least one basic understanding how payment is initiated, how payment is received in a project, in a company. Cash account, bank account, house bank, cash journal, bank reconciliation, cash reconciliation. Everybody got at least an idea now? Not to post bank entries, cash entries just like that without understanding the concept of cash journal, house bank. Until you understand the reconciliation process, not to create, not to post anything. And
Yes.
also at the
Yes.
beginning, when you do the practice, since we are not aware of all the points, initially we will be just like that creating a bank account, posting the entries. But we need to have a clarity, whatever we are doing at the initial is only for our initial practice purpose. And that is not exactly correct. And all these points, we should have the very good clarity. So that as
Ajay,
we move forward, it will be more easy for us to understand what exactly will happen in a project, what we're doing now, to what extent this is correct. Okay.
Ajay, can you
Now
please
let
add
us
all those videos in the YouTube, the recent ones which you missed to add it in the YouTube?
add it. I just need to put the description that I will do it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now let us talk about another point called purchase process and then sales process. Purchase process plus sales process. In general, whenever we talk about purchase process, it is all about vendor or it is all about customer.
Vendor.
Purchase is all about
Vendor.
vendor. Sales,
Customer.
sales, it is all about your customer process. And we also need to understand when you call it as a vendor, any other name we use for vendor?
Supplier.
Creditor.
We use
Creditor.
supplier, we
creditor,
use
creditor,
creditor,
Vendor.
okay, buyer or
seller,
seller?
Buyer.
sellers,
Seller. And for customer,
debtor, sundry debtor,
customer will be a debtor, okay.
Buyer.
Buyer or seller?
buyers,
Buyer.
Buyer, okay. And this is part of AP or AR?
AP.
AP,
This is part of your accounts payable. And this one,
accounts
AR.
receivable,
Receivable.
this is part of your accounts receivable. Accounts payable and then accounts receivable. First, we need to ensure these basic differentiation is clear to us. And after that, what we need to do is you take one example. Take straightforward one example. When we take one example, we need to ensure one transaction, understand the effect from both the sides. Now, if I say, like, what is our company code that we were assuming for our practice purpose from the initial?
MRF India.
RF India Limited.
MRF India. Let's put MRF India Limited. Purchased let's say rubber from any name we will take, let's say Clean India Limited. Any name for 45,000 INR. Is this clear?
Yes. Yes, sir.
First point, from a transaction, you need to understand there are two parties involved: buyer and seller, customer, vendor, debtor, creditor, APAR. Can you find two party names here?
Yes, sir. MRF India
Yes.
Limited, Clean India Limited.
Right? MRF India is there, Clean India Limited is also there. You were able to find two party names. Next point, you also got to know what is the amount of the transaction.
Yes, sir. 45,000.
45,000 amount. Buyer is there, seller is there, amount is also there. Next, what we need to do from this transaction alone or from this entry alone, we need to write down the process of AP and AR. Write the process of AP and AR. Now this AP and AR is of two types. Now one is buying and the other one is selling. Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
One is your buying process, another one is a selling process. Your APAR is like a coin. It is like a coin. Do you get only one side of a coin or coin contains two sides?
Two sides, sir.
Two sides.
Coin contains two sides. Similarly, any transaction contains two sides. AP and AR for the same transaction. It is the same coin. If you look one side, you can see head. If you look at the other side, you will see the tail. But at a time, you can see only one, right? If you place the coin on your hand.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, when you're looking at a transaction, you can record only one side of the transaction. Either you're a buyer of the transaction or you're a seller of the transaction. You cannot be both buyer and seller. You will be either on the buying side or you will be on the selling side. And make sure based on the transaction, you understand where you are standing, whether you're on the AP side or you're on the AR side. Accordingly, you need to write down. Okay. Now, if we try to write down the buying process and then the selling process, buying process is of two types. One from FI and one from MM. Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, selling process is also of two types. One from FI, two from where?
HT. HT.
From ST.
SD.
Okay. Now, out of these points, if I look at buying and if we look at selling here, where you find the integration? In the first point or in the second point?
Second point, sir. No, first.
In the second point, there is
Buying
integration,
itself,
right? Here, can I put FIMM integration?
Yes, sir.
This is your FIMM integration. What about ST? This is FI ST integration. Are these two correct?
Yes.
One is your direct purchasing process, one is direct selling process, another one is purchasing process from MM module, selling process from ST module, wherein you get integration. Reason, transaction is not initiated from FI. Transaction is not getting directly posted in FI, it is getting posted through MM module, through ST module.
Yes, sir.
If purchasing accounting entry is posted from MM side, it is called as FIMM integration. If a sales accounting entry is posted from ST side, we call it as FIST integration. You bring the concept of integration when accounting entry is posted, not from the accounting side. If accounting entry is posted from accounting side, there is no integration. If accounting entry is posted from other module, not from FI side, it is your integration. From which module it is getting posted, That module integration, it is called as, like if it is getting posted from we call it as FIMM integration. If it is getting posted from ST side, you call it as FIST integration. Reason, you need to first understand the transaction. Now in our example, did we mention anywhere there is an order placed and all, or it's a plain transaction?
Plain transaction, sir.
It is a plain transaction. We did not mention anywhere order number and all, right? We simply mentioned we purchased so and so item from so and so person for so and so amount. Now we will take the same example into two types. Now before we move forward, we will try to write these points. Now in this case, buying and selling, who is the buyer?
Sir, MRF India Limited.
MRF.
MRF India Limited is a buyer. Then who is the seller?
Clean India
Clean
Limited.
India Limited.
Clean India Limited. Are these 2 points clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, once we understand the point, I will not be writing the key points. Like I will not mention customer, I will not mention vendor. I want you to understand when you look at the transaction. It's not that you read customer is there and you're telling it is customer. That is not the actual understanding. Even if you're looking at the transaction without looking at any key points, immediately things should start striking your mind. That is important. Okay, MRF India is your buying and Clean India is your selling. In short, customer vendor. For MRF India, it is AP process or AR process?
AP process.
AP, sir.
It is AP process. For Clean India Limited?
AR process.
Yeah.
For Clean India Limited, it will be AR process because MRF India is purchasing, Clean India is selling, right?
Selling.
Now for MRF India, vendor is equal to Clean India. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
For Clean India Limited,
Customer.
customer is equal to
MRF India Limited.
MRF India.
MRF India Limited. Are these 2 points clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now in MRF India books or in MRF India accounting, you will record the transaction against Clean India. Am I correct? In MRF books, in MRF accounting, you write the accounting against Clean India Limited. What Clean India will do? Clean India will record the accounting against MRF India.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? Don't get any kind of a confusions here. Take a simple example and then pay attention to it thoroughly. Once you understand these points, there will be no point of any confusion between AP and AR. Otherwise, what will happen? Same transaction, when you look at from one side, it is clear. When you look at from the other side, it is clear. When you look at it together, it is confused. We get confused what is AP, what is AR, who is buyer, who is a seller, because we are all these days looking at one side of the transaction, either from the buying side or from the selling side. Single transaction from buying side, selling side at a time, you need to have clarity without getting any kind of a confusion. Now we understood there are 2 points. One is here from FI. If we take from FI here, if you take from FI, what will be the overall process? First one, you will record. This is what? Customer process or vendor process?
It's a vendor process.
Vendor
It's a vendor process. First, what we need to do? We need to create vendor or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
First, you'll have to create vendor. Now, you're on SAP ECC system or you're on SAP S/4HANA system.
S4HANA.
S/4HANA.
We are all on SAP S/4HANA system. If we are working on SAP S/4HANA system, it is not just vendor. What vendor?
BP, business partner.
It is your BP vendor. In ECC, it is just vendor. In S4, it is BP vendor. Okay, and then the second point, once vendor is created, you have to create what? Invoice. Create vendor invoice. For example, whenever you buy anything, it is also possible there may be some defect, there may be some returns,
Yes, sir.
there may be some discrepancy, possible or not.
Possible.
Yes, sir.
In that case, what we will create?
Credit amount.
Vendor credit memo. Okay, and sometimes credit memo is there, sometimes credit memo is not there, but let us write down invoice and then credit memo. Once credit memo is also recorded, next what you will do? You will do the settlement. You'll make the payment to vendor.
Yeah.
Right? Now, here you put create vendor payment. Are these 4 points clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And after this, we need to look at check vendor reports. What reports we will see later on, but let us write down check vendor reports. Because once posted the entry, are we supposed to look at the vendor reports or not? Whether vendor outstanding is properly showing or not? Whether liability is reflecting in the balance sheet properly or not? Whether due date is correctly getting calculated or not, we have to look at it. Now, in short, these 5 points we'll have to initially understand. Are these 5 points sequence clear?
Yes, sir.
First, you'll have to create a BP vendor, create the invoice, create credit memo, create payment, and then check the reports. Next one. We all understood one point right from the beginning, that something called a data flow in SAP FICO. First one from the data flow in SAP FICO is what?
Business process.
Business requirement.
Right, business process or business requirement. Based on the business requirement, what we will do?
Configurations.
We will do configuration.
Configuration.
Here we are not talking about the business requirement. Here we are not talking about the config. Here we are only talking about the business process.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? We are not referring to requirement. I want my vendor to be created like this. While booking the invoice, it should come like this. It should not allow. It should allow. In report, I want like this report, like that report. We are not talking about the requirement. Instead, we are only discussing about the process. Okay, once we have the clarity to the process, we will go backward. From this process, we will understand what would be the business requirement, and to bring this requirement into SAP, what config we will maintain, we will do it. But before that, this basic understanding of the process is important. Now, after business requirement, after configuration, what we listed?
Master data.
Master data.
Master data.
Master data, and then
Transaction
Transactional
data.
data.
transaction data, and then
Report.
Reporting.
reports. After that,
Support.
Enhancing.
support and improvement.
Improvement.
Support and improvement is continuous, and or will there be any break for support and improvement?
Continuous, sir.
Support and improvement is continuous. As long as you are using SAP, you need support, you need improvements. Okay. Now, create BP master is what? Is this master data? Is this a transaction data, or is this a report?
Master data, sir.
Master data, sir.
This is a master data. Creating vendor invoice.
Transaction data.
Transaction data.
This is transaction data. Credit memo.
Transaction.
Data.
This is also transaction data. Vendor payment.
Transaction data.
Transaction data.
This is also transaction data. Check vendor reports.
Report.
Reports.
Reporting.
This is a report.
Reports.
Now, basically, these three are your end user activities. What activities?
End user activities.
These three are end user activities in any project, in any company. End user will be working on master transaction report.
Right.
Okay. Now, when you log into SAP, you will find one screen. The moment you log into SAP, what screen you will get? SAP Easy Access
Easy
or
access.
IMG screen,
SAP easy access.
Easy access.
right? The moment you log into SAP, you will always find SAP Easy Access screen. Now, this SAP Easy Access screen is used only for these 3 points. Easy access will be used for creating a master, creating a transaction, generating or checking reports. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In SAP Easy Access, you will be working on end user activities or business transactions. Your business transactions are master data related, transaction data related, and reports related. These 3 kind of a business transaction we will be doing, and all these 3 are end user activities which are part of SAP Easy Access. And tomorrow we will be talking about different kind of a testing, right? Unit testing, integration testing, regression testing, user acceptance testing, different kind of testing we will be referring to. Am I right? When you are referring to any kind of a testing involves only these 3 activities. Creating a master, creating a transaction, checking report is part of your testing. And you will break this into different bits and pieces. Create vendor master, check vendor master, display vendor master, change vendor master, block vendor master, delete vendor master. Like this, different cases will come, but at the end everything is related to vendor master. Am I right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
And then you will talk about create vendor invoice. Anything that you are creating, you have to check vendor transaction, you'll have to display the transaction, you have to change a transaction. And the payment, create payment, check payment, display payment, change payment, and then report nothing you can do other than checking the report. Meaning, when you are working in a project, when you are doing a testing, we need to understand what do we test. First, before you come to a testing stage, understand the process. And process will come into the picture only when you have a transaction. Am I right? And once you have a transaction, identify how this transaction is brought into SAP. Do you have any master data requirement for this? Reason, without master, can you do any transaction?
No, sir. No.
No, sir.
Without master, transaction cannot be posted. Now, without master, without a transaction, can you generate any report?
No, sir.
No report.
No. For example, in the report, I can refer to as vendor master is a report. I want to know how many vendors we have. Now I have to go to a report, vendor master report,
Yes.
right? If I create a vendor master, I can get the vendor master in my report, vendor listing or vendor master. If vendor itself is not created, can I get the vendor report, vendor master report, vendor listing?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Master is not created, report cannot be generated. Now I wanted to create invoices, I wanted to create payment, I wanted to create credit memos, different vendor entries. Without creating a vendor transaction, can I generate vendor reports? Vendor outstanding report, vendor aging report, different kind of others?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, right? Report will just display what is already created, what is already processed, what is already posted. If nothing is created, nothing can be seen. It will be black. Meaning this master transaction report is interconnected or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
These are all interconnected, which slowly we need to understand. This is from your FI point of view. Similarly, when you look at the customer from FI point of view, let's put a different color for customer. Now, from the customer also, it is the same.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Only vendor, customer.
It will be what?
Create
BP.
BP customer.
It will be create BP customer. And second one,
Create customer invoice.
create customer invoice. Third one,
Create customer credit memo.
create customer
Bit memo.
credit memo. In SAP, we call it as credit memo only. We don't use the terminology called debit memo, credit memo. Whether it is vendor or it is customer, we call it as credit memo. Credit memo is referring to customer adjustment or vendor adjustment or invoice adjustment. Okay. For both, we use same term called credit memo. We don't differentiate called debit memo, credit memo. It is the same adjustment in the vendor account or adjustment in the customer account. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fourth point,
Create customer payment.
create a customer payment. Don't get confused here. Don't write create customer receipt, write customer payment only. The reason, when you're talking about payment we need to classify as two: incoming payment, outgoing payment.
Yes, sir.
Right? When we start writing vendor payment, customer payment, when you start recording entries related to bank, you will be in a position to understand vendor payment, customer payment, incoming payment, outgoing payment, because these payment classification is required for the purpose of BRS.
Yes.
We will be able to perform bank reconciliation in SAP only with the help of incoming account, outgoing account. In short, incoming payment, outgoing payment. Now, last one,
Check customer reports.
check customer reports. This is the process from FI. Is this clear? Sequence?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, next one, you will get it from MM side. This is from FI. Now, you will get from MM. And similarly, this will come from where?
SD.
SD.
This will come from SD. Now, in this case, what requires? Since the first one is from FI, everything we will only do it. And now it is not from FI, right? It is from MM.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you do anything manually here, or everything is done by the MM side?
MM side, sir.
MM side.
Right? Everything is performed by MM side. And what about this? From our side or from SD side?
SD side, sir.
From SD side, automatically data will come to FI. From MM side, automatically data will come to FI. Now this is called as integration.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
When you're referring to integration, we are purely talking about accounting entry. What?
Accounting entries.
Accounting entry. In short, when there is a debit credit accounting entry posted from other module, that is where we call it as integration. It is always FI integration, the place from where entry is coming. That is your fill in the blank. If accounting entry is coming from MM, then it is what? FI, MM integration.
Yes, sir.
Right? If accounting entry is coming from SD side, it is called as what?
FISD.
FISD integration.
FISD integration. FI is common because you are talking about integration reason. There is an accounting entry, debit credit posting. And in this integration process, debit credit is not manually posted. Debit credit is automatically posted. Debit credit is automatically posted. Nobody will put debit, nobody will put credit, nobody will type GL account, nobody will type amount. Everything is automatic in the backend based on the integration concept, based on the integration setting. Now, here we need to understand the flow. From MM means, can we write FIMM slash P2P?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is FIMM or P2P. Here FISD
O2C.
O2C.
O2C. Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
Procurement to payment, order to cash.
Cash.
Now in this process, we need to understand, always remember, you start from the order onwards. Start from where?
Order, purchase order.
Purchase order.
Start from the order. Don't go before order, not required. Even somebody is asking in the interview, strictly start from the order only. Don't talk requisition, inquiry, quotations, all this kind of thing. Don't mention. Strictly start from the order side. Strictly start from order. Now, in this side, what order you will get?
Purchase order.
You will get purchase order. Based on the purchase order, what we will do?
Good receipt, sir.
Goods receipt.
Then
After
receipt.
goods receipt,
invoice receipt.
invoice receipt. After this,
Vendor
Payment.
payment.
Outgoing payment.
Vendor payment, yeah, outgoing payment.
vendor payment. Even here we listed until vendor payment only. Okay, and then next one, vendor reports. Is this right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But no bank reconciliation, sir?
That we will add later on.
Okay.
Okay, because now we are trying to understand the purchasing process, sales process, vendor, customer. So we are strictly limiting to the vendor and the customer only.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now from the SD side, in your SD integration, first point is what?
Sales order.
Sales order.
First point will be sales order. Based on the sales order, what we will do?
Delivery.
Post issue.
Delivery, sir.
We will do delivery next. Based on the delivery, you will create post
Goods issue.
goods issue. All right. And after that,
Billing.
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 Customer
Then
payment. Customer payment.
customer payment. And then finally,
Customer reports.
Customer reports.
customer report. Are these points clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, these points we need to make sure we are having a basic understanding, basic clarity of the flow. No other option, no alternative. You have to remember this. And everybody is aware how important is your FIMM process, FIST process in every interview. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And the way you talk, the way you explain should be practical and it should be unique. Don't talk like you read yesterday and then you're reading it today. And you'll have to explain the process in such a way that you're talking a business requirement, in such a way that you're explaining an example, which is practical. Now, in this, do you have any matching concept?
Yes, sir. Three-way matching concept.
Three-way matching.
Two-way or three-way in vendor.
Right?
Three-way.
Three-way matching.
Three-way matching. When we are referring to three-way matching, this three-way is referring to checking 3 points. What are those 3 points?
Purchase order,
Order
good
goods
receipt,
Invoice
invoice
receipt
receipt,
and invoice receipt.
GR and IR.
PU, GR, IR. Am I right? Purchase order, goods receipt, invoice receipt. And you have to ensure quantity, value are same in both places. I mean, in these 3 places. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
When you are comparing the three-way matching, you are comparing quantity, amount are same in purchase order, goods receipt, and then invoice receipt. And do you do any kind of three-way matching in SD, or we don't do it?
Two-way matching.
Two-way.
In SD,
Yes.
No,
No, we won't do.
no matching. No matching.
we will not do any such kind of
No
matching
matching.
in SD. We don't do it. We use it only for purchasing side, three-way matching based on the purchase order. SD side, we don't use such concept.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, you're talking about integration process here. When you're referring to integration, you have to strictly highlight the points which are coming from MM to FI. Which are coming from MM to FI. What is coming from MM to FI? Any data or accounting entry?
Sir, accounting entry.
Accounting entry.
Accounting entry.
Strictly accounting entry. Wherever accounting entry is coming from MM to FI is your FIMM integration scenario. Any accounting entry coming from ST to FI is called as FI-ST integration. Now here, when you look at the purchase order, any order will create accounting entry or it will not create accounting entry, whether it is
No,
purchase
No.
order or
no
it is a
accounting
sales order.
Accurate.
No
No.
accounting
No
entry, sir.
accounting entry.
No accounting entry,
No.
right? No accounting entry. Here there is no accounting entry.
No.
Goods receipt,
Accounting
Yes.
entry,
Don't
sir.
have.
No accounting entry.
accounting entry is there, right? Now we'll put FIMM entry. What accounting entry we will write? But first let's write down. There is FIMM accounting entry. Invoice receipt,
Yes.
Accounting entry.
FIMM
FIMM accounting entry. Vendor payment, it is FI accounting entry or FIMM accounting entry or no accounting entry.
FI only.
FI.
Accounting.
Only FE.
Only
FI.
FI accounting entry, not FIMM. Report, no accounting entry for reports. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are these points clear? Now from here, there are only 2 points where your accounting entry is coming. Meaning your FIMM integration is only at these 2 places,
Yes, sir.
GR, IR. And there is
Yes.
one more point which we frequently refer to as GR, IR clearing.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
GR, IR clearing, because these are the only 2 points where accounting entry is coming from MM to FI, and you'll have to do the reconciliation. And this reconciliation is purely referring to GR, IR. GR is referring to goods receipt, FIMM accounting entry, IR is referring to invoice receipt, FIMM accounting entry. Whether these two are correctly posted or not is what your GR, IR reconciliation. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
In short, GR, IR reconciliation is also your FIMM reconciliation.
Right, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, if you come back to SD side, sales order, any accounting entry or no accounting entry?
No
No
accounting.
Accounting entry.
Accounting entry.
Sales order, no accounting entry. Order will not create any accounting entry because order is a agreement between buyer and seller. What I'm asking you to buy, what you're asking me to sell is what we list in a document and what is our agreed price and all. Reason, tomorrow if I'm trying to buy something and today's rate may be different and you will not be delivering it today, right? If I buy now, you may be telling that okay, you will receive the product on Sunday. Possible or not?
Possible.
Possible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now if I am placing the order today and we will be having an agreement, okay, I will buy this, please, we will do the negotiation. You will say that okay, it is 100 rupee, I will give you for 95 rupees only, and then I will deliver it on Sunday. You agree, I agree, then we have to document it somewhere, right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
You have to sell 100 quantity of so and so product at the rate of 90 rupees per kg or 95 rupees per unit, whatever is the agreement. And on Sunday, the product rate may be not 100 rupee, it would have increased to 120 rupees. Does it mean you will ask me to pay 120 rupees?
No.
No.
No, sir.
Because when we discussed, it was 100 rupee, but now the rate is 120 rupees. You please pay 120, I will give. It is supposed to happen or not supposed to happen?
Not supposed to
Not
happen.
supposed to happen.
It is not supposed to happen. If these things should not happen, you need to ensure it is documented, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright. You take a simple example of your online portals like any Amazon, Flipkart. You try to buy anything today. Let's say you try to buy a mobile phone or a laptop, whatever today. Maybe there is an offer going on, or maybe some due to different reasons. Today's price is only 25,000. Possible or not?
Possible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, today's price is only 25,000 and you placed the order and it is telling that delivery will be on 3 working days or delivery is expected to happen on Sunday. Easily possible?
Possible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you placed the order. Whenever you place the order, do you get to see the order details or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We can see.
Yes.
Go to your Amazon account, go to your Flipkart account, and if you go to your account, and you will find clearly orders,
Yes, sir.
and for every order there is a number or not.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
If you purchase something from Amazon, if you purchase something from Flipkart or any other platform, if there is any discrepancy, you will contact who? Customer support, customer care.
Yes. Support.
When you call customer support, when you call customer care, they will ask you again the order number.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? They'll ask you to please confirm your order number. Meaning everything in purchasing, everything in sale is based on the order. Order contains the complete information about your purchase, complete information about your sale. Same order, two effect. From your side, same data will come. From their side, same data will come. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It will be the same information, but since there is no accounting from your side, it is not listed as purchase order, it is not listed as a sales order, it is only listed as order. It is our understanding to ensure, okay, this is my order. If I'm looking at it, I am a buyer, it will be a purchase order from me. If my seller is looking at it, it is a purchase order from them, or it is a sales order for them.
Sales order, sir.
Depending on the scenario, we need to ensure we are understanding, no by hearting here. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
You have to go by the scenario. Don't understand, okay, in this case it is purchase order, in this case it is a sales order. If example is changed, your understanding also will change. And we need to ensure this understanding should be correct, clear, without creating any confusion. We have to ensure whatever we are learning, whatever we are understanding is not creating confusion to ourselves. If you are learning something, make sure you will not get confused with your own learning tomorrow. It is okay even if you take a little time, but make sure going forward there are no confusions. With this understanding going forward, many topics are automatically simplified and many topics are automatically understood. Okay, now in this order there is no accounting entry. When it comes to delivery, any accounting entry or no accounting entry?
No accounting.
No accounting entry.
For delivery also no accounting entry. What about post goods issue?
Accounting entry.
Accounting.
Accounting entry is there, but this is FIMM accounting entry or FISD accounting entry?
FIST accounting.
Entry, sir.
Not SD, FI MM accounting entry. Okay, what about billing?
FISD.
FI.
FISD accounting
Accounting
entry here.
FI only.
Customer receipt accounting
FI.
entry is there or not there?
FI.
Only FI accounting entry and customer report no accounting entry. In this, if you highlight, you have to highlight only these 2 points, integration points.
Yes, sir.
Okay, in the ST process, there are 2 places where accounting entry is coming. One is for post goods issue. In short, we call it as PGI, and the other one is customer invoice. We call it as billing. Okay, first we need to make sure process is clear. Flow is clear. We are able to understand how purchasing happen, how selling happen. And later on, when we try to drill down into each point, you will have different level of understanding and we will not get any kind of a confusion. If the base itself is not clear, we will not understand anything. Because these two are the key points for you to understand many topics in SAP, especially FICO. For example, whatever you see on the screen is clear for everybody, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now let's say I wanted to understand the payment process. When I say I want to now understand the payment process. Now in your interview, when you go to any interview, there is a topic related to payment which is mandatory. What is that topic mandatory in every interview?
BRS.
No, account.
Payment.
APP.
APP. There's something called APP. APP meaning what?
Automatic payment process.
APP is referring to automatic payment program. Now this automatic payment program, we will be using it for incoming payment or for outgoing payment, majoritarily.
Okay.
Outgoing.
Outgoing and
Right?
incoming.
Automatic payment program, majoritarily we will be using only for outgoing payment. Though it supports incoming, we don't use it. We will be using it only for outgoing payment. For us to execute, for us to practice, for us to understand automatic payment program, you need to understand vendor first,
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
because payment
Yes.
is made to vendor. Now you need to understand why I will pay to vendor. Why we will pay to vendor? Because we are receiving some product or some service from the vendor.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because for the services or for the products, whatever you received from the vendor, you have to make the payment to the vendor. Now, when you are making a payment to the vendor, payment you cannot pay just like that, right? For example, you took a loan today. Assuming that you take a loan today or you have a credit card, you swiped your credit card today for 20,000 rupees. If you swipe a credit card today, do you make payment tomorrow only?
No, sir.
No.
When you will make the payment?
It's depend on the
Within due
agreement.
date. As per due
Payment
date.
Right?
The
agreement.
due
As per
date.
the due date.
Due
Because every credit card tells you what is the billing cycle, what is the due date, and it remains fixed.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Because you have your own calculations, right? Okay, my billing will be generated on 14th. Every month 14th, my credit card bill will come. Now, if I swipe my credit card today, it is due for payment after 2 days only. Am I right?
Right.
Yes.
It is part of my credit card statement which I am going to receive on 14th if I swipe today. If it is a high value transaction, I am very smart. We will do it after 14th so that it takes another 30 days for you to generate the bill. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Right. Right, sir.
Or just like that, you will swipe, you will pay.
No.
Or you understand what is the due date, when payment is to be made. All these things, do we pay attention or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's say you have any EMI, you have any bills. Do you pay just like that the moment you receive the bill, or you will pay before the due date or on the due date?
Before or on the due date. On
On
the
the
due
due
date.
date.
Right? You will pay on or before the due date. Not that, okay, I receive bill today, due date is, let's say, on next month, first is the due date. 1st July is the due date. Do you pay today?
No.
No.
If due date is 1st
Yes.
July, nobody will pay today. Meaning, just like that, can you make the payment, or you have to be very careful on the due date?
Very careful about the
Very
due date.
careful on due date.
Right? You have to be very careful on the due date. Otherwise, unnecessary problems will come. Today, you may not be having fund. On first, you will have to pay the what? EMI, or payment is due on first. Now, today you don't have money. You will not pay. You don't need to worry about it, because let's say on 30th or on 31st, you will get salary. And before the due date, you will have fund available with you or not. Salary credited, money is available, you will make the payment.
Yes.
Nothing to worry about it, right? Or you will, to pay that, you will take another loan today. Or you will wait until the due date, because before the due date, you are expecting the funds to be received.
Yes, sir.
Right? You may be receiving salary or any other sources. And you have to be calculative. Just like that, don't understand the payment is processed like this, accounting entry debit, accounting entry credit. Don't go with that logic. Understand the process, slowly make sure you're able to connect the dots, with which it is easily possible for all of us to understand, okay, this is how we need to do it. Simple examples, but will make you realize many things, will make you understand many points. Unintentionally, you'll understand so many points. Now, for you to make the vendor payment, there must be vendor invoice.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You cannot make vendor payment without purchasing. When you're purchasing, you have to receive the bill. No bill, no invoice.
Yes,
Invoice
sir.
is nothing but the bill from the vendor,
Right.
right? You will receive the bill and you need to ensure your bill is recorded, meaning invoice is booked. Once invoice is booked, vendor account will show liability or vendor account will show asset.
Liability.
Liability.
Vendor account will show liability. Liability means positive amount or negative amount?
Negative.
Negative amount. From accounting terminology, it is a debit balance or credit balance, liability.
Credit.
Credit balance.
Credit balance.
Credit balance. In short, vendor account always shows debit balance or credit balance.
Credit balance.
Credit balance. Vendor account showing the credit balance, meaning we are liable to pay to vendor. Vendor account showing the debit balance means we are supposed to receive back from the vendor, maybe refund kind of thing.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
But ideally, vendor account is always referring to credit balance only. Reason, we buy from the vendor. If there is any adjustment, even after the adjustment, it will still show credit. It will show debit balance when you need to get any refund or if you process any advance.
Yes.
Okay, otherwise it is by default credit balance only. Now, when you find vendor account credit balance, you are able to process the payment to a vendor. Agree? Now, for me to practice, for me to understand automatic payment program, vendor is mandatory or not?
Mandatory.
Yes, sir. It's mandatory.
Yes, sir.
Without vendor, can I practice automatic payment program?
No,
No.
sir.
I cannot practice automatic payment program without vendor. Now, AP is mandatory or not?
Yes, sir. Mandatory.
Mandatory.
Mandatory. Now, vendor is mandatory. In vendor account, which balance is mandatory? Debit balance or credit balance?
Credit balance.
Credit balance.
In vendor, credit balance is mandatory. Vendor account gets credit balance with invoice,
Right, sir.
Yes.
right? Vendor accounts gets credit balance with invoice. Now, invoice can be posted in vendor account based on two ways. Option number one, from FI directly. Option number two, from side based on the purchase order.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, it is okay if I learn only FI invoice, I will skip invoice, or I need to know both.
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 I need to know both. I cannot skip anything. If I skip anything in the interview, they will skip us. If you want to be skipped in interview, you can skip anything here. If you don't want to be skipped in the interview by the interviewer, by the company, don't skip anything. Here you are skipping, in the interview, they are skipping us. You are hiding somebody, they are hiding us. Simple. So no option. You have to understand vendor invoice directly from FI module, vendor invoice from the MM module. In short, FIMM integration. Once you do it, you need to ensure for every invoice, we are supposed to make the payment.
Right, sir.
Yes, sir.
Every invoice, we are supposed to make the payment. Now, payment must be made on a specific date, right? Not that I will buy today and then I will pay when I have money. Nobody will accept it, right?
Yes, sir.
Every invoice will come with a payment date or not? In short, due date.
Yes, sir.
Every invoice comes along with the payment due date. Now, this due date is calculated based on the payment terms. Based on what?
Payment terms.
Payment.
Payment terms. Same thing, you look at your credit card. Whenever you look at the credit card, your credit card invoicing is nothing but bill. We all talk about my bill generated, credit card bill will be generated, right? Now, bill is nothing but invoice,
Yes, sir.
right? Now, your credit card invoice, your credit card bill always come along with the payment due date, or they will tell whenever you have money, please pay as per your convenience.
Yes, sir. Along with due date.
Who is it? Please go on mute. Okay, you always receive the credit card statement, credit card bill along with the due date. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, any invoice that you are referring must represent the due date. This due date is based on the payment terms. Based on what?
Payment terms.
Payment.
Payment terms. Between every vendor, every customer, there is a payment term. Between every vendor and customer, there is a payment term and it is fixed. If we both are into a transaction, if we both are doing business, we agree that, okay, I will make payment within 30 days. Or I will give you 45 days time to make the payment. Now, 45 days or 30 days is our payment terms
Yes.
of payment.
Yes.
Right? So whenever you create any invoice, from the invoice date, 30th day you have to make the payment, or on 45th day, on 60th day, on 15th day, on 7th day, you have to make the payment. It can be of any category, any number of days based on the buyer and seller agreement. Meaning you need to understand the vendor, you need to understand invoice process, you need to understand how due dates are getting calculated. Accordingly, you will decide how to make the payment. Now you're talking about which payment now? Automatic payment, APP topic.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now APP is mandatory in the interview or APP is optional in the interview?
Mandatory.
Mandatory.
APP is mandatory. Now without vendor invoice, can you do anything in APP?
No.
No, no.
Nothing is possible in APP without AP or without vendor invoice. You need to understand the logic concept. And if required, you may have to give an example. APP is also applicable for incoming payment, but we don't use it. Okay. Now, once you have the invoice ready and you are now good to practice automatic payment program. Now, this automatic payment program, is this applicable for cash payment or for bank payment or only cash, only bank or both?
Bank.
Bank payment only.
Only bank.
APP is applicable strictly for bank payments. For what payments?
Bank
Bank
payment.
payment.
Strictly for bank payment. Now, when it comes to vendor payment, it is okay if I tell vendor payment or I need to understand vendor payment by cash, vendor payment by bank is also required.
Also required.
Vendor with bank.
Right? By bank or by cash is required. Accordingly, you will decide where to go, right? Whether to go to APP or not. If I tell I want to pay 100 rupees to vendor by bank, I will go to APP. If I say I want to pay 100 rupees to vendor by cash, should I go to APP for cash payment?
No,
No,
sir.
No.
no, sir.
No.
No. Meaning just like that, when you tell vendor payment, you cannot understand it. Whenever certain points are coming without any head and tail, don't get unnecessary confusions. And even if somebody is asking in your interview, strictly tell, if it is cash payment, we will go to petty cash or cash journal. If it is bank payment, we will go to automatic payment. Am I right?
Right, sir.
Yes, sir.
Small points, but you'll have to understand, and this is what will reveal your level of understanding and knowledge when you talk to the other person, especially in the interviews. Otherwise, blindly you're telling, you're not even applying mind. I'm not referring it to anything. This is not your academic, this is not your exam, right? If nothing is mentioned, assumption, assumed as cash payment, assumed as bank payment, you cannot assume anything. If the question is not clear, point number one, you can ask them, is this cash payment or bank payment? Or you tell from your side, if vendor payment can be made in two ways, through cash, through bank. If we have to pay the vendor by cash, we will be using a petty cash or cash channel concept. If it is to be processed by bank, we will be using automatic payment program concept.
But sir, in bank also we use manual payment, no? So we have to tell about this also that
No.
we can. No. Okay.
In
Fine.
companies, we don't process manual payment. It is a strictly automatic payment.
Okay.
Manual payment is only for exceptional payment, urgent emergency payments. Otherwise, strictly APP.
Right. Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, once you have the invoice ready, you are good to process the vendor payment through automatic payment program. Now, to do with automatic payment program, this process on the Excel sheet currently is mandatory or not?
Yes.
Right. Now, your APP is dependent on this. Similarly, there is one more topic called taxation. Is this mandatory in interview or not?
Mandatory.
Mandatory.
Now, tax will come on what?
On invoice at the time
Invoice.
of
On service value.
On buying and
On
selling,
goods.
on sales, on purchases, you will get tax. Purchase tax, sales tax. Purchase tax is nothing but purchase invoice. Sales tax is nothing but a sales invoice. Agree?
right, sir.
Yes.
Now, for you to practice, for you to understand the taxation, this is required or not?
Required.
Required.
So it
You
means
do
that if we talking about AP, then we have to tell everything like taxation also and all integration and everything because
no,
all will.
depending on the different points, we'll have to connect the dots. Now we are only understanding the interlinks. so that we will understand, okay, this is looking simple, but it is connected to so many points,
Right, sir. Right.
right? Now, for you to practice taxation, this is again required, mandatory.
Yes, it
Whether
is.
you talk about sales tax, whether you talk about purchase tax, whether you talk about withholding tax, whatsoever, this is mandatory. Similarly, you will have one more thing called discounts. Most of you would have heard about discounts.
Right, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And when you're referring to discount, are these discounts applied on what?
Sales and purchase both, sir.
Discount you will receive, discount you will get, you will give. And
Yes.
for both the discount whatsoever, you are again connected to this sales and purchase only, invoice,
Yes, sir.
right? Now, when you're talking about this payment, bank payment, and whenever you make the bank payment, there is something called exchange rate loss gains, right?
Oh,
And most of you would have understood something called foreign currency valuation,
yes,
foreign
sir.
currency revaluation. Anybody heard this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, for you to work on foreign currency valuation, foreign currency revaluation, again, invoice is required or not?
Required.
Yes,
You would
sir.
have heard something about realized exchange rate loss, unrealized exchange rate gain, all this kind of thing.
Yes, sir.
Exchange rate,
Reconciliation,
right? Currency valuation, currency translations. Again, these are
balance
required,
sheet adjustment,
right? Again, these are having a connection to it or not?
yes, sir.
Tomorrow, let's say you wanted to process the BRS. Now, is BRS mandatory in the interview?
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
Now, for you to do BRS, there must be a payment. For you to record the payment, your payment can be incoming payment or your payment can be outgoing payment. Whether it is incoming payment or it is outgoing payment, invoice is mandatory. Again, APR is required or not, customer vendor.
Yes, sir.
Without this, can I practice my BRS? Can I understand my BRS?
No.
I can straight away configure BRS, I can straight away test it, but unless I know the process, unless I know the sequence, I'll not be able to understand it. Technically, you will do everything. Each point or each topic configuration, you may be expert. But when you're getting a question, when you're talking to somebody in a project, in a company, in an interview, or in a general discussion, you will not be able to make good conversation because conceptually you're not clear. Bits and pieces only you know. Otherwise, you will not understand. Reason, right from the beginning, our thought process is different. The way we are looking at the system is different. These points will not allow us to gain confidence. And you'll have to ensure every point you understand so that as you move forward, it will be very easy for you. You'll easily connect. Many topics will be repeated. You will be revising multiple times because for you to complete a specific topic, you need to bring the scenario practically. You need to bring the scenario practically. To bring the scenario practically, no other go. We need to understand things practically. Okay. Now we were talking about payment. We were talking about payment from a functionality. Which functionality payment?
APPA.
APP. APP is nothing but automatic payment program. Automatic payment program, it is mandatory in every interview. To do it, you need vendor invoice, meaning APAR is required. Now, for you to do automatic payment program, it is strictly bank related payment or cash related payment.
Bank related payment.
Bank related.
Strictly.
Bank related payment. In the yesterday's session, we understood bank payment is possible only with what concept?
House bank and
House bank and sub bank.
Right?
bank credit.
Bank payments are possible only with house bank concept. You'll have to set up house bank. What is house bank? We will talk later on. We need to understand a concept called house bank. You need to understand your bank account. Your bank account means your client company's bank account. For their bank account, we need to set up house bank in SAP. And based on the house bank, you'll have to do it. And while talking about any bank, every bank refers by default to BRS, bank reconciliation.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Whether you mention, you don't mention, every bank is by default referring to BRS, bank reconciliation. At the time of a bank account creation, you need to understand how the BRS will be done. At the time of a bank reconciliation, you need to understand how are you going to do BRS. There are two BRS. One is manual BRS, another one is automatic BRS, electronic BRS.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Accordingly, you need to set up from the beginning. If we don't understand these points, there is no point we set up the system. There is no point we practice. And it is not okay if you realize this after 2 months. After 2 months, you would have completed many topics, right? You would have practiced many things and you would have understood things. You would have noted down different points. You would have had a different approach on your own. That I do not know, you do not know whether it will be right or it will be wrong. And after 2 months, if these points are making you confused, these points are creating unnecessary confusion, now your total understanding of 2 months will be wasted. After 2 months, are we supposed to get confused?
No, sir.
No, sir.
You're not supposed to get confused after 2 months, right? 2 months means you would have had sufficient understanding. At least forget about understanding. We need to ensure we are not getting confused. If you're not getting confused, slowly you will understand. But if you're straight away confused, why like this, why like that, what is this, what is that, I don't know this, gives a negative indication that something is wrong with your learning. Clear negative representation that something is wrong. And this is something which will be wrong. We have to avoid permanently. There should be nothing wrong. And you'll have to ensure you're going in the right direction, you're understanding things in a practical manner. Now you're talking about BRS. For me to do BRS, I need to ensure my bank is properly created. Meaning, before I create a payment of a bank, I need to understand the banking in SAP,
Yes, sir.
how payments are made, how bank reconciliation is performed or not.
Right, sir.
If I understand this, it will be easy for me to understand further. Once this is done, then what I will do? Okay, I will create an invoice, I will create payment, I will do the BRS. If I look at everything practically, I will be able to understand. I'll take a simple example. I am purchasing so and so from you. Then I'll create a vendor, I'll create an invoice, I'll create a payment through automatic payment. Then I will do the payment reconciliation through EBRS or MBRS. Now, simple example is allowing you to practice, revise multiple topics in one go. When you write, it is a single one-liner, but when you bring this into SAP, you will cover so many topics, and every topic is interview important topic. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And we need to ensure all these points you are in a position to understand. Every point should immediately strike your mind. Okay, you're booking invoice. Normally, when you buy anything, does anybody sell you without a tax?
No.
No.
No, sir.
All right. Now, initially, what we do when we practice APAR, when we book the invoices, we don't bring a tax. Correct? We simply put purchase account debit, vendor account credit, customer account debit, sales account credit. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This is correct. But we are all aware, without tax, nobody will buy, nobody will sell. This is also fact.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Then why we are not thinking when we are posting the customer invoice, vendor invoice, where is the tax? And why we are more comfortable when there is no tax, and why we are getting confused when there is tax? Because you are adding these points later on. Initially, when you are looking at vendor invoice, initially when you are looking at customer invoice, these points are not there. You found it is very simple, very easy. Later on, when tax topic is added, you get confused because it is kind of a difficult, tough. I'll skip tax. But the reality is, without a tax, there is no invoice. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Right.
Yes, sir.
And we have to be practical. Initially, whatever we understand is only to ensure we feel comfortable, we feel confident. Later on, when you add a different points, you are not surprised. Now you are getting to know different points. Tomorrow, when you add any invoice, when you create any invoice, we will have a clarity, right? Now we are posting invoice, there is no tax. This is only for us to understand concept of invoicing, concept of reporting, posting different points. Later on, we will add a tax. At that time, only tax portion you are understanding. Rest and all you are already comfortable with. right? At that time, only the specific topic you're adding on top of whatever you're already comfortable with. And to ensure we are not getting confused, we are paying attention right from the beginning, understanding the different interconnected points. Tomorrow, all of a sudden, when I talk taxation, you're not surprised, right? Because you're already understanding now. When you book the invoice, tax must be there, because no tax, no invoice. Am I correct? And when we
Yes, sir.
understand the points in this way, tomorrow when you talk to somebody, you will be practical. And tomorrow when you tell accounting entry to anybody, you will ensure that you will tell the accounting entry along with the taxation.
Yes, sir.
You ask somebody what is the accounting entry for vendor invoice, or what is the accounting entry for customer invoice. For example, you are telling a customer account debit, sales account credit. Do you tell excellent, very good?
No, sir.
Because you have to include the tax. Now it is okay, you're learning now. But what about after completing your course? Do you tell customer account debit, sales account credit?
No.
Because you're
We
all
could
aware,
consider tax.
without tax, there is no invoice. Then where is your practical understanding? Where is your practical knowledge? Where is your experience gone? That you are skipping tax. And when you talk like this in the interview, people will reject us. And in 3 years or in your 4 years of experience, you have seen any invoice which is posted without tax, or when you buy anything, when you receive the bill, have you seen any system generated bill? Which bill?
System generated.
Strictly system generated bills. Don't take exceptional cases. I went to a shop, he gave a manual bill without a tax. Those are all exceptions. Those are not part of your recipe. When you're recording anything in any company, no bill, no accounting. Am I correct?
Yes.
If you wanted to claim anything, for example, you go to office in a rainy season. Let's say it's raining heavily, and then there is a meeting or something. Your manager told, okay, you can come by cab, you can come by taxi, we will reimburse. You can claim it. Now, after going by taxi, if I write in a white paper, taxi bill 500 rupees, please give me, do you get?
No, sir.
No.
They will ask for the bill, right? And then it is mandatory, if the taxi driver is telling, no, I don't have the bill, you will not board the taxi. Am I correct? Because now you realize, if I don't get the invoice, I'll not get the money from my company. Agree?
Yes, sir.
But if it is your own drive, you're going for outing or somewhere, and you don't need the bill, right? Even if they give bill, we will reject it. And in company, or when you buy anything, when you swipe your card anywhere, you will get the bill. You will also get that swiping receipt, payment receipt from that POS machine, debit card, credit card, whenever you swipe,
Yes.
right? In general, what we will tell, when the shopkeeper is asking, do you want copy? We tell, no, copy is not required. Even if you get, you will throw it immediately. But what if you have to report it in the company? You'll have to claim it in the company, submit it in the company. You need that slip or not?
Yes, it's required.
Meaning, same example, because it is our personal life example, we are throwing it. Because it is your practical example in a company, you have to keep it. Keep it in such a way that after the 2 days, that receipt will disappear. That receipt will have no text, it will disappear. That text, whatever is printed on it, and you'll have to ensure you will take a photograph of it, or you will scan it. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Right? All these points we have to keep in mind, because tomorrow when you join a project, when you join a company, you will come across all these kind of things. Small papers they will be scanning. Why they are scanning, you need to understand. This is all about your business process, which you need to understand as a consultant. What are they doing? How are they doing? It's not only I go to this T code, I make the setting, I go to this T code, I put the entry, I go to this T code, I get the report. Will not allow you to become a consultant. Okay, and you need to ensure practically you're able to connect the dots, so that tomorrow when you're talking to somebody, or especially in the projects, after getting the job, Your user will talk something, somebody will tell some other process. Make sure you are able to understand what they are telling. At least relate 50%. If you are completely blank with what they are talking, you cannot do anything, right? Your config, nothing will help you out unless you understand their requirement, and you cannot keep quiet there. You need to put cross questions. What is this? What is that? At least some questions you'll have to put. Otherwise, your silence will create unnecessary doubts. You have to at least create some conversation, talk to them. Okay, how you are posting? Okay, how many entries in a day? Something you add 2-3 questions and then keep quiet. It is okay, but no complete silence, no nodding your head. Okay, okay, understood. We will do it. We will get back to you. Will not work out in the project. And you have to ensure you are able to understand. If you understand what they're referring to, it is easy for us to talk. It is easy for us to put a counter question. Ask them to explain a little more. Can you take an example? Then they will explain, they'll talk in a different way. All right. Now we are talking about these points, and here you are talking
Sir,
about what? Purchases. On the purchases, now so far we talked about only purchases, or we elaborated what are we purchasing. We did not elaborate, right? What we are purchasing. We talked only about purchases,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
right? For example,
sir, one
if you have to
question.
elaborate your purchases, you may also purchase the asset.
Yes, sir.
If you are purchasing a laptop, if you are purchasing a car, if you are purchasing any license, if you are purchasing any furniture, what are all this?
Asset purchase.
These are all asset purchase. These are all your capex fixed asset.
Yes, sir.
Now this is also possible purchase or not
Possible.
in any company.
Possible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now if you are purchasing the furniture, if you are purchasing laptop, computer, whatsoever, you are now looking at from one side, I am purchasing, invoice is coming. The other side, you are purchasing an asset. You also have to understand asset accounting here, fixed assets, depreciation
Yes,
and
sir.
all.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
same
sir.
purchasing process is allowing you to explore different points or not. Now, can you ignore this?
No, sir.
And tomorrow when we talk to somebody, we say that I'm good at GL, APAR. Okay, you're good at GL, APAR, understood. What can you tell me the process of asset purchase? I cannot say asset vendor invoice is asset account debit, vendor account credit. I cannot keep quiet, right? I have to tell the full process, how you are purchasing, how you are making the payment, what reports you are generating, and what is happening to this fixed asset, how depreciation is capturing, everything you need to talk. But we feel or we think only creating invoice, only creating a credit memo, creating payment, creating vendor report, AP is completed. AP is not completed. AP just started. That is the starting point. Don't think that is an ending point. Don't put full stop there. And every topic which is important from your interview point of view, which is practically possible in day-to-day life of your SAP FICO consulting, are all connected to this. Your business is nothing but buying and selling, right? Am I correct? When
Yes,
you say
sir.
I'm doing business, I'm referring to buying and selling. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is our whole business, and you cannot skip this. Invoice created, credit memo created, payment created, down payment created, report generated, AP completed, AR completed. I'm good for interview. You're not good for interview, and you have to be very, very practical. And remember, in FICO, many topics will come interconnected, and it is unlimited. It is unlimited. You need to understand on what areas you are comfortable, and there you'll have to put more focus. Not necessary you prepare everything, not necessary you practice everything, but ensure on these areas I am comfortable, on these areas I am finding it more interesting, pay more attention there only. But it is again purely individual choice. You are good at certain topic, somebody is not good at certain topic, somebody is good at certain topic. Accordingly, you'll have to decide. Meaning your practice, your approach is your personalized as per your interest, as per your understanding, according to the market expectations, project requirement. You'll have to ensure everything accordingly. You tune yourself. Okay, these things I have to understand, and here I have to be confident. And when I talk on these topics, I need to ensure I am convincing the other person. And all these points, when you take it into consideration, it is practically possible for us to feel comfortable, feel confident in the interview, in the project. Otherwise, topic wise, bits and pieces, everything is okay. You keep putting a green mark everywhere. Meaning, this topic I already practiced, this topic already practiced, this topic already practiced. I have recording, I have video, I understood. Everything is green, but at the bottom, it is red. Everywhere you keep putting green, 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 but at the overall, it is red. Is that what you want? Individually, everything is green, but overall, it is red. That is what you would like to have it from your side
Yes,
when
sir.
you look at the topics. Because whenever we go for interview, whenever we prepare for interview, all of us, everybody will do the same thing. You will have the list of important topics, right? APP we have to prepare, BRS we have to prepare, AP we have to prepare, foreign currency valuation you'll have to prepare, asset accounting, month end, FIMM, FIST, document splitting. Everywhere you put green. Okay, I am good at this, I am good at this, I am good at this. Maximum greens only are there. But overall, if you go to interview, result is coming red. Then what is use of your greens? Correct? If it is green means it has to allow you to move forward, right? It should not stop you by a red light. And for this, you'll have to put effort from the beginning in a different way so that you'll not find any red lights. You'll be in a position to move forward with confidence. Even though you have not worked on it, even though I did not show that configuration, still you will understand. And you'll feel comfortable that yes, I can manage, I can work on this. That confidence, that understanding is what you'll have to gain here. Clear, right? And what we listed is only 2 points, very simple point, but these are connected to so many other points or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now, like this, you'll have to connect. Then things will be easier. Though you're not on a certain topic, but you'll understand basics about the topic automatically, without your intention, without your intervention. When you're on that particular topic, you start connecting, okay, I think this I already know. This I am already aware. You feel that, okay, this is very simple. Because it is not first time for you. You are already familiar with it in different other context. Okay. Now, what we are doing, we are only writing purchasing process, sales process, but we were able to connect different other dots here. That
Yes,
everybody
sir.
got an idea now, right? Just to go through
So,
these points. Okay. And in the next session, which means in the tomorrow's session, we will write these accounting entries. Currently in the purchasing, we put 2 accounting entries. Sales, you put 2 accounting entries for integration. These accounting entries we will write tomorrow. For integration, first we will write. We will primarily focus on integration because all the purchases in any organization are through order, either purchase order or sales order. Now, only after understanding this, we will write the accounting entry for this. From FI, accounting entries we will understand later on. First, we will understand accounting entries for this. Okay, tomorrow we will understand these accounting entries in short. FIMM accounting entry, FIST accounting entry. Then tomorrow when somebody is asking what you need to talk, how you need to talk, we will have a high level understanding tomorrow. And then we will start discussing about the further connecting dots. So that before we log into SAP, before you create a company code, you have clear picture in your mind. With which the way you are creating a company code cannot be just like that you create a random company code. Otherwise, what will happen? If I create one company code, you create 10 company codes. That we don't want. I want you to create, even if it is a single company code, it is okay. But you understand how you are creating, why you are creating, what exactly you will do in a project, who will give you what. Just like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, randomly, A, B, C, D, all these kind of things, you should not do it. You are creating something means you understood the logic. Make sure you're in a position to explain why you're creating it. Every entry that you post in your company code, every report, every account that you're creating in your company code, you need to have the logic. Make sure you're in a position to explain. Any report which you're generating, make sure you understand what entries you posted, why the account balance is coming, which report is to be referred, what tables are getting updated, how you need to understand this report. You need to have a clarity, without which we will not post any entries in this system, and you will not practice anything just like that on your own way. Any mistake, any misunderstanding, any unexpected or unwanted things will create unnecessary problem. And this is the main reason why nobody has got the server so far. Clear now why I'm not giving the server?
Yes, sir.
I want everybody to have control on the system, on your practice. It is not practically possible for me to track what you're doing. But once we have the clear understanding, you will do it. Even if I tell do it, you will not do it. Unless you understand the scenario requirement, you will not do it. Even though you have step-by-step configuration, screenshot, different content, videos, material, whatever you want, still you will not move forward because you are not clear with the requirement. You are tuning your mind in such a way that let me be clear with the requirement first. Let me understand the requirement. Let me understand how it is supposed to work in the system. Only then I look at the config. Till then I don't go to config. This is what you will do in every project as a FICO consultant. Not that I have a config document, I will set up the system. How you're creating a config, why you're creating a config, what you're trying to see from the system, no clarity. You do some config document, something will work, some output will come, we feel it is done. That is not your practice, that is not your learning, that is not your understanding. The way it is simple, in the similar way it is tricky, it is difficult. And you'll have to ensure every point you are interconnecting so that one topic is allowing you to recall the other topic. And everything is purely based on this scenario. Scenario, I mean to say, we are not going to put any heading, this is GL, this is AP, this is asset, this is tax, this is cash, this is bank, this is integration. These headings, side headings, we don't put. If you look at a scenario, transaction, business requirement, automatically things should strike your mind. No control F in your mind, is this part of GL, AP, AR? This should not be searched in your mind. If you are looking at a transaction, if you're talking to somebody on anything, automatically things should strike your mind. Okay, this is related to this. On the spot, it has to strike your mind, because in the interview, do you get a time to respond, or you have to respond on the, immediately?
Immediately, sir.
Look at your interview. If somebody is taking your interview, is there any sequence for interview? First two questions are from enterprise structure, company code, all this. The third and fourth from chart of account, fifth, sixth from this, and 8 to 10 from this. Not like that, right? Any such a syllabus for interview for FICO? Or it can be anything in any order.
It can be anything.
Any topic, any order is possible in the interview. And if I'm answering correctly for every question, but I'm not responding immediately. I'm taking some time to start my answer. I'm thinking and then responding. You will get positive opinion or negative opinion. I'm answering all the questions correctly, but I'm not responding immediately. I'm taking time to respond. You think positive or you think negative?
Negative.
You think negative, maybe you feel that he is searching somewhere, or somebody is helping, or he is looking at book, whatsoever, because you're not responding on time. And you're thinking, I may be thinking that he prepared and then he's recollecting. You have to respond immediately. This response time is also plays a crucial role in your interview. Meaning, the moment I put a question, immediately it should strike your mind. It is related to this, I need to talk this. The way you feed your mind, in the similar way, it will come out. So right from the beginning, the way you are questioned in the interview, the way you will be working in a project, the way you are interacting with your interviewer, your colleague, your client, your user, to anybody on FICO, in the similar way you need to discuss. You need to practice so that you get that mindset. And then this is not an overnight task. It takes time, because initially it creates confusion. We have to overcome this confusion state. takes a little time. We have to spend the time and we have to ensure going forward things will be simplified, not complicated. Getting my point right? Everything you should find it very simple going forward, not like this is tough, this is difficult, nothing like that. It has to be simple and it has to ensure that you feel comfortable, confident. Okay, for today, what I want everybody to do is go through these points, though you have only limited points here, but this will allow you to think differently on different points. And tomorrow, what we will do, we will be discussing on FIMM integration process, FIST integration process, along with the accounting entries, and what they will be asking in the interview, how we need to prepare so that we have a clarity. And once we are on this topic, and these points will help you how to prepare, what to prepare, and what should be your approach, and what are the prerequisites, and where you need to focus, where you should not focus much.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And then
Sir,
let me stop this here. And tomorrow we will have
madam.
extended session. Hold on. We'll have extended session tomorrow and day after. After the class, we will be discussing the doubts, issues, clarifications, whatever you have.
Okay.
We will be discussing it tomorrow and then day after. Okay.
Sir, please
Fine.
Excel file.